of evil, of human suffering. And he specifically talked about unanswered prayers. And as, I assume you've prayed for healing.
Yes, sir.
Not to be the guy who just beats the odds, but to be the miracle story, right? God hasn't answered those prayers yet. Are you angry at God ever?
No.
Not at all.
No. I wouldn't want a sovereign God to defer to all of my prayers with a yes, because I'm not omniscient. I don't know what the weaving together of the tapestry of full redemption should look like, but I know going through the period of suffering that I'm going through is a benefit, because it is a winnowing. I'm filled with dross, and this suffering is not salvific, but it's sanctifying, and I'm grateful for it. Tim Keller, who I know you knew, who's in my denomination, a Presbyterian pastor in New York who also died of pancreatic cancer, said, I hate pancreatic cancer. I would never wish it on anyone, but I would never want to go back to a time in my life where I didn't know the prayer of pancreatic cancer, meaning I now, in the midst of this disease, know much more the truth of my finitude than I ever let myself believe in the past. The hubristic nonsense that I was actually, I believe in God and grateful and blessed, but I can build a storehouse that can be pretty deistically persuasive. My storehouse can have enough resources that I can operate without a need, but that's not true. I can't keep the planets in orbit. I can't even grow skin on my face.
For the listener or viewer who, whether for Ehrman's reasons or others, doesn't believe in God, right? And finds your cosmic optimism admirable, but maybe thinks that you're deluding yourself on the brink of actual finitude. What would you say to that person?
Let's read the book of Romans together. In Romans 1, where Paul's essentially laying out a catechetical argument for the structure of Christianity against a Jewish messianic hopeful backdrop, he says in chapter 1, there are lots of intellectual arguments you can make against God, but you kind of have to start with a fundamental question about what do you do with this moral issue of our own conscience. And does the individual in your hypothetical really start with the claim that things are right in your soul? Because I can't relate to that. Things are not right in my soul. My soul thinks Ben should be God, and I want that to die. Cancer sucks, but I'm pretty grateful that cancer is a stake against my delusional self-idolatry.
Do you think you're ready to die? Do you feel ready?
I don't feel ready, but to whom would I go? I have confidence that when Jesus says to the disciples, he didn't want to be identified as the Messiah yet. Keep these crowds away. Don't tell about the water into wine miracle at the feast. How amazing is it that Jesus' first miracle is a big ass party? Let's drink more together. But he says, you can't keep the children from me. And we're told that we get to approach the Almighty. We get to approach the divine and call him Daddy, Abba Father. That's pretty glorious. And I know that that's what I need.
Ben, sorry.
Happy to get him to open up a can of pansy.
You got me at the end. Got me. Ben Sass, thank you for joining me.